The Qur'an, the holy book of Islam, tells the stories of many prophets. These prophets include Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Muslims believe that God sent prophets to guide humanity. Mary, the mother of Jesus, holds a special place in Islam. The Quran honors both Mary and Jesus. It tells the story of their lives and their importance in God's plan. Mary was a young woman known for her piety and devotion to God. She was from a righteous family. Mary's mother dedicated her to God's service before she was born. Growing up, Mary lived a life of prayer and worship in the temple. God chose Mary for a very special purpose. She would become the mother of the prophet Jesus. One day, while Mary was in seclusion, the angel Gabriel appeared before her. This was a moment of great significance. Gabriel informed Mary that she would give birth to a son. Mary was astonished. She was a virgin and had never been with a man. Gabriel reassured her that this was God's will. The baby would be a miracle from God. Mary conceived Jesus miraculously by the will of God. This divine intervention was foretold by the angel Gabriel, who appeared to Mary and announced that she would bear a son, Jesus, who would be called the Son of the Most High. This miraculous conception was a pivotal moment in religious history, symbolizing the beginning of a new covenant between God and humanity. She endured the challenges of her pregnancy with grace and faith. Despite the societal pressures and the physical hardships, Mary remained steadfast in her belief and trust in God's plan. Her journey was not just a physical one but also a spiritual odyssey, filled with moments of doubt and reassurance, pain and joy. Her unwavering faith serves as an enduring testament to her strength and devotion. When it was time for her to give birth, she sought refuge under a date palm tree. The harsh desert environment was unforgiving, yet Mary found solace in the shade of the tree. This setting, though humble, became a sacred space where the divine and the earthly realms converged. The date palm tree, a symbol of sustenance and life, provided her with the necessary shelter and comfort in her time of need. Alone and afraid, Mary cried out to God for strength. Her cries were not just of physical pain but also of emotional and spiritual turmoil. In that moment of vulnerability, she sought divine intervention, hoping for a sign that she was not alone. Her prayers were a profound expression of her faith, a plea for divine assistance in her most desperate hour. At that moment, God spoke to her and provided her with comfort. The divine message reassured her of God's presence and support. This revelation was a turning point, transforming her fear into courage and her despair into hope. The comfort she received was not just a physical relief, but a spiritual awakening, reinforcing her faith and fortifying her resolve. A spring of water appeared at her feet to quench her thirst. This miraculous provision was a tangible sign of God's care and compassion. The water, a symbol of life and purity, refreshed her and renewed her strength. It was a divine gift, ensuring that she had the sustenance needed to endure the final stages of her labor. The date palm tree miraculously lowered its branches so she could reach the ripe dates. Then, Jesus was born. This miraculous event was a culmination of divine signs, each reinforcing the sacredness of the moment. The lowering of the branches symbolized nature's submission to the divine will, providing Mary with nourishment. The birth of Jesus under the tree marked the fulfillment of the prophecy, a moment of profound spiritual significance that would resonate through the ages. Section 5. Jesus speaks from the cradle, a miracle revealed. In the sacred texts, we find stories that transcend time and space, stories that continue to inspire and awe believers around the world. God gave Jesus the ability to perform miracles from a young age. These miracles were not just acts of wonder but signs of divine intervention, meant to guide and reassure the faithful. One of the most remarkable miracles occurred shortly after his birth. This event is etched in the annals of history, a testament to the extraordinary nature of Jesus' life and mission. When Mary returned to her people with the baby Jesus, they accused her of wrongdoing. The community was in shock, unable to comprehend the divine mystery that had unfolded. They questioned the paternity of her child. The whispers and accusations grew louder, casting a shadow over Mary's purity and honor. Mary, with unwavering faith, pointed to Jesus, still an infant in the cradle. Her gesture was a silent plea for understanding and a profound act of trust in God's plan. To everyone's astonishment, Jesus spoke. His voice, though that of a child, carried the weight of divine authority and wisdom. He defended his mother's honor. In that moment, the infant Jesus became a beacon of truth and righteousness, silencing the doubters and skeptics. Jesus declared himself to be a prophet of God. His declaration was not just a defense of his mother, but a proclamation of his divine mission, a mission that would change the course of history forever. Throughout his life, Jesus continued to perform miracles, each one a testament to his divine nature and his role as a messenger of God. His teachings and actions would go on to inspire millions, leaving an indelible mark on the world. The story of Jesus speaking from the cradle is a powerful reminder of the miracles that surround us and the faith that can move mountains. It is a story that continues to resonate, reminding us of the divine presence in our lives. As we reflect on this miracle, let us remember the importance of faith, trust, and the belief in the extraordinary. For in the story of Jesus we find a timeless message of hope, love, and divine intervention. Section 6. Jesus the Healer. Miracles given by God. As Jesus grew older, he continued to perform miracles by God's permission. He healed the sick, restoring sight to the blind and curing those with leprosy. These miracles were a demonstration of God's power. They were a sign that Jesus was a true prophet. People were amazed by these miraculous healings. Section 7. Jesus the Provider. Miracles for the people. Jesus' miracles extended beyond healing. He also provided for the people. On one occasion, Jesus brought a dead bird back to life. This miracle demonstrated God's absolute power over life and death. On another occasion, Jesus fed a large crowd with only a small amount of food. This miracle showed God's ability to provide for his people, even in times of scarcity. Section 8. Jesus the Teacher. Spreading God's message. Jesus' primary mission was to spread the message of God. He called people to believe in one God. Jesus emphasized the importance of compassion, forgiveness, and love. He taught his followers to pray, fast, and give charity. Jesus' teachings resonated with many people who were drawn to his wisdom and sincerity. Section 9. The status of Jesus, a respected prophet. In the Islamic tradition, Jesus holds a significant and revered position. His story is one of profound respect and deep spiritual meaning. The Qur'an emphasizes that Jesus was a human prophet, not the Son of God. This distinction is crucial in understanding the Islamic perspective on Jesus. He is seen as a servant and messenger of God, entrusted with delivering his message to humanity. Muslims believe that God does not have children in the way humans understand. The concept of divine offspring is not present in Islamic theology. Instead, God is viewed as unique and incomparable, with no partners or equals. The Quran states that Jesus was created by God's command and he came into existence just like Adam. This miraculous creation underscores the power and will of God, who can create life in any form he chooses. Jesus was a messenger of God sent to guide the children of Israel. His mission was to reaffirm the teachings of previous prophets and to bring new guidance to his people. His life and teachings are a testament to his role as a prophet. While Muslims respect Jesus as a prophet, they do not worship him. Worship in Islam is directed solely towards God, the creator of all things. This monotheistic belief is central to the Islamic faith. Worship is reserved for God alone. This principle is reflected in the daily lives of Muslims who pray 5 times a day, always facing towards Mecca, the holiest city in Islam. Their prayers are a direct communication with God, seeking guidance, forgiveness, and strength. The respect for Jesus extends beyond his role as a prophet. Muslims also honor his mother Mary, who is considered one of the most righteous and pious women in Islamic tradition. Her story is told with great reverence in the Quran. Mary is often mentioned in the Quran, and her story is a source of inspiration for many. She is seen as a model of faith, devotion, and purity. Her unwavering trust in God and her acceptance of his will are qualities that Muslims strive to emulate. The teachings of Jesus, as presented in the Quran, emphasize compassion, humility, and devotion to God. These values are integral to the Islamic way of life. Muslims are encouraged to follow the example of Jesus in their own lives, embodying these virtues in their daily actions. In addition to his role as a prophet, Jesus is also seen as a symbol of unity and peace. His message transcends religious boundaries, promoting a sense of brotherhood and mutual respect among all people. This universal message is one of the reasons why Jesus is so highly regarded in Islam. The respect for Jesus in Islam is a testament to the inclusive and respectful nature of the faith. It highlights the commonalities between Islam and other Abrahamic religions, fostering a spirit of understanding and cooperation. Through this respect, Muslims honor the legacy of Jesus and his enduring impact on the world. Section 10. The significance of Mary and Jesus in Islam. The stories of Mary and Jesus hold deep significance in Islam. Muslims revere Mary as a symbol of purity, obedience, and faith. Her story teaches the importance of surrendering to God's will. Jesus is highly respected as a prophet and messenger of God. His miracles are seen as evidence of God's power and the truth of his message. Section 11. Conclusion. A legacy of faith and miracles. The Qur'anic account of Mary and Jesus is a testament to their exceptional faith and the boundless power of God. Their story inspires Muslims to lead lives of righteousness, compassion, and submission to God's will. The miracles associated with Mary and Jesus serve as reminders of God's ability to do the impossible and the importance of believing in the unseen. Their legacy continues to guide and inspire Muslims around the world.